Hey there, welcome back to the table. So I got a couple updates for you. I tried to get the developer to explain for me how the rules work with this Mediterranean theater, specifically with cables and some of the things that we discovered on the last mission. So I got some updates for you, and if you just want to get into the gameplay, you may want to skip ahead a few minutes here. But this is an important rule clarification from the designer, and it makes the campaign a little more fun. So I'm actually happy with the answer. Although the designer, he responded to me once. I asked him a follow-up question. He never responded to me again. So a little disappointed about that. But he did give me my primary answer, and I can sort of guess the rest. I just really wanted him to clarify a few things, and I will explain everything I'm talking about right now. So, first of all, what is the problem? The problem is, in a combined game, you're going to be assigned to Germany North or Mediterranean. And depending on which one you're assigned to, you use the operations manual that goes with them. So this is the operations menu that goes with Mediterranean. And then, of course, there's another one that is used for Germany North. So the Germany North one has bombs. The Mediterranean one has cables. Okay, so with me so far. All right, so the rules on page 32, this is in the advanced rulebook because we're talking about combining the missions. This is where it tells you if you're in Germany North, you must use the setup table and operations menu from Skies. And then, of course, if you're in South or Mediterranean, you have to use Storm. That's what I just explained to you. That's how you reach that conclusion. Okay? So what has been the problem? Well, the problem is we're in 1943 mid. The cables are here. They're available. But nobody can use a cable because these guys don't come until late. And these guys arrive in the mid, but they have no cable attachment, at least in 1943 mid. So who can use a cable in 43 mid? Absolutely nobody. So that's an issue. But here's the other issue. This is my FW190 attachments. These are the BF109s. This is the only place that BF109 is listed. It's listed in the operations menu for Skies Above the Reich. But remember, when you do a combined playthrough, you can use BF109s even if you're on the other operations menu. So, if that's the case then this guy can have a rocket or a bomb, but can he have a cable? Right? Because since I'm on the other map and cables are on the other map, my question is can I use a cable on my BF109? And then, of course, the BF110 has a bomb here. He has a cable on the other one. So does that mean I can use a cable when I'm on this one? And the JU-88 has a cable on the other one. There's no cable listed here, but there is a bomb. So I wanted to know, how many cases when it says bomb, can I also use the word cable? Because look, ME410s aren't on the other one, but when I'm over here on this map, can I replace that bomb with a cable? That is my question. That's what I wanted the designer to answer. So first thing he said was he agreed that this was confusing. And he definitely understands why I got confused. Great. It's always great when people validate you. But they don't always answer your question. And in his case, he partially answered it. And here's the first part of the question. And it's something I fully confess I missed. Right here in the very bottom, regardless of theater assignment, in 1943, bomb attachments are available. Also, from early 43 on, cable attachments are available, regardless of theater assignment. So, and then what it's saying is that when you're in a high bombing box, it doesn't matter if the bombing box says bombs only or cable only, they're interchangeable. So, so let me back up. The designer confirmed that when I'm in Germany North, I can only use this sheet to buy planes and equipment. But what he was trying to tell me is that I can buy bombs and I can buy cables when I'm on this sheet. But the problem is nowhere on this sheet does it say who can have cables. That's the part he did not answer. Okay? Now, we know from looking at the other sheet that JU-88s can have cables and the BF-110s can have cables. So, if I'm in Germany North, I should be able to have cables on those two without any question. And now, he never confirmed it. But this is the part where I'm saying I think we can insinuate and just assume that that's the case. And the other people who have been responding to me are making that same assumption. But the designer did not say specifically. Now, my issue, of course, is that I have the 109s and the 410s. I would like to know if I can put cables on them. Like I said, no answer to that. And there's been no clarification. And for me to assume that I can do that would possibly be a bad assumption. That would be a house rule. That is definitely not something that he gave me guidance on. But he does say that when you're on Germany North, you can use cables. Now, why am I happy with this news? Well, I'm happy with this news because the converse is also true. When we're in the Mediterranean or Germany South, I can use bombs. So screw the cables. I mean, we would like to try them to see how they work, but we can use bombs. And I know for a fact that a BF-109 can use a bomb. I know that a BF-110 can use a bomb. Are you getting it? And so when I'm over here in 43 mid, I can get BF-110s. It says here I can only use a cable, but I know from the other side I can use a bomb. So I can put bombs on BF-110s. I can bring in my BF-109s and put a bomb on them. Okay, because this is FW-190. I can bring in the BF-109s, put a bomb on them. All right, so I have a couple options to get some bombs on these maps. And if you remember from the last mission, I was getting very frustrated because I really had no options to take apart these elements. And, you know, because of the really low OP counts, you're just sort of just circling and, you know, flying in circles, hoping you eventually get a kill. So, anyways, I hope that you find that to be a little bit helpful. The whole bomb concept being able to be used over here was something I did not know I could do. And the designer, without a doubt, cleared the air on that one. And so he answered, you can definitely use bombs when you're assigned to the Mediterranean or South. So that's not a question. It was in the rule book here, although it's a little obscure. And, you know, the converse is sort of true. The thing is I only have two planes here that have the word cable written next to them. And I was just assuming, okay, you know, if a BF-110 can have a cable, why can't an ME-410 have a cable? I mean, it just seems like they would be similar type of planes. But it's neither here nor there. The good news is we can use a bomb. And the bomb is the bomb. It's not as good as rockets, don't get me wrong. And if we were playing 43 mid on the Germany North, we'd be using rockets now and we'd have JU-88s. Life would be so much better. But it's gotten at least a little bit better because at least we can bring our BF-109s and put some bombs on them. Okay, now with all that being said, let's get going. So I rolled a 5, and that means we're doing map number 3. That's going to be a tougher one. Oh, okay. So map number 3, formation map 3. That actually is going to be a problem. So we got to clear some stuff away. Mission 2. We're on 43 mid, Mediterranean, and we're going to do map number 3. This is the first time we've ever experienced map 3. So this goes away. Map 3 is one of the big mega maps. That's why I was, I'm oohing and ahhing and groaning. Map 3 is a mega map. So we're going to need a lot more table space and everything for this. So I got to move stuff out of the way. Maybe clear out some of my pilots over here. Gonna get like the ME-262s and stuff really far away because I'm not going to be getting those out anytime soon. Then I have some FW-190s that aren't my actual pilots. I don't know if I'll ever be hiring those. So just move everything out of the way. Okay. So this is formation map 3 that we're currently on. It's the B-17 map. And yes, it is a big little guy. Very wide. And yes, I'm going to need to move stuff out of the way. And there she be. So much, much bigger than the other maps. And thank God we can use bombs, because there's no way we would be able to take this thing apart. This is not a map that you want to take lightly. Currently, I'm covering up the fate boxes, and then it's going all the way over to the right like that. I mean, this is a really large map. All right. So now we're going to do our rolls. It's really funny. There was somebody commenting on one of my earliest videos of this. You need to do all the mission setup before you do your vector map. And I think that there was like some brief few minutes where I was not sure. And I don't know. I guess somebody felt the need to answer the question. I'm pretty sure I did it right once we finally did it. But it's just funny because you get these comments. And then there was one, I got a comment from a video I did 3 years ago, and they were asking me a question. And I'm like, geez, dude, I have no idea. I don't even remember doing the video. Oh, this is what stinks. Is that, you want to help people, but it takes a lot of time because they don't even tell you like where in your video you said something. I mean, if they at least say, okay, at the 5-minute mark, then I can click on it and, re-review it. But okay, anyways, 43 mid. Ooh, we rolled a 10, so we're outbound. I'm not sure how exciting that is. And then our OP is a 6. So that means we get 8 points, which stinks. We've been talking about that for a while now, how that stinks. So yeah, 8 points, and then I have a 1-point penalty. And because of the vector mapping. Now, somebody else did make the comment that the vector mapping adds too much distraction to the game. I don't disagree. They think that the fun part of the game is taking out the bombers, and then all this other stuff that we're doing is just distraction. And I don't disagree. Even the advanced rules, where you have to go do the pursuit map, I think the basic rules might actually be a funner game. But anyways, we're committed now. So I only have 7 OP to spend. So now if I want to, I can get these BF-110s, right? This would be 1 OP. This would be 2. Right? And then the problem is now I got to use 2 different sheets, because just over here, see, it's 2 OP for 4 bombs. So 1, 2. Then if I get 4 bombs, that's 4. So these 3 can have a bomb, and this 1 has a bomb, right? So then I'm going to spend 2 OP for 4 more bombs. So that would put me to 6. So I would have 2 bombs here, and then 2 left over. And then what I would do is I would get out Schmidt and Buttvargen, right? But I can only do Schmidt because I only have 1 OP left, because I have a 1 OP penalty. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then the vector map will let me add 2 more. So this one will be 8, so he can get a bomb. And then we will add Ilfland for 9. And that is still, you know, we get intercepted or whatever, we're in trouble territory, but that's all we can do. Somebody also mentioned that I forgot to put out a straggler, so I could have possibly scored more points that last mission. So my apologies if I messed that up as well. So now the vector map dice rolling is going to be a big deal because we could lose our pilots, and I don't have cannons. That's the other problem. I don't have cannons by doing this. So like I can take, for example, I can take Iflin back and get 3 cannons. So can I have a cannon and a bomb? Oh, good question. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just make sure dogfighting crap. So I could put, like, for example, cannon, and then just pick one of these to have a cannon. This is where those extra 2 OP would really come in handy, actually. The OP is so tight in this campaign. I cannot stress enough how much the Germany North one is more fun. Or you have more options, therefore you have more fun. Okay, so let's try this. I have a very strong feeling I'm going to get intercepted, and this is not going to be a good mission. But I need the bombs, because this kind of formation is brutal. I mean, look at the threat numbers on this thing. You can score an awful lot of points, though, if you can actually get some stuff going. But you can't get stuff going when you only have 8 OP, or 7 in this case. All right, so now that I've committed to my spending, and I actually bought the 2 extra for the vector mapping, we're going to roll for the escorts, and I rolled a 5, which puts me here. So L4T, which if this is outbound, that means that the Thunderbolts are going to be with them until, or the P-38, actually, the twin-engine P-38 is going to be with them until turn 4. Or, I'm sorry, turn 5. Turn 5. It's a P-38, and here it's a K. It's very interesting how it changes. So the P-38s are these guys, and I'm just going to take one, and we'll just take the top one off. So there's 2 there that are gone. All right, now I could spend 7 experience to make them gone completely. And if I'm going to drop bombs, it might be nice. The fact that they're leaving on turn 5 might be okay. I have to decide now before I roll to see where they're going to be. I'm going to live with it. I don't want to spend my experience points at the moment. I want to save them. I have a feeling it's going to take a lot to get to 40, and I don't think we can get to 80. All right, so I rolled an 8, which is 2 are forward and 3 are below trailing, and this sheet is done. So now we do the situation manual, and it's map 3 outbound. Page 17. All right, there's not a lot of space, so I'm going to go ahead and roll real quick. I rolled a 1, and you will see with a 1, this guy and this guy are both getting hit, and that's it. So what I see, it's this one and that one. So this one, oh, it's down. So that guy's fallen. And then the next one It has 2 fuselage. Okay, so if I back up a little, you can see that's our situation. So like the 2 in the middle got hit. This leading formation is actually pretty damaged. So now it depends on where the anchor and all that other stuff goes. We might have some opportunity here. But, you know, those escorts can ruin our day, and so can the vector map right now. Anchored roll. Anchor is nose low. So there we go. We're already getting hurt because the nose formation is where it's weak. And having a nose low anchor makes it harder to come in from the nose because everything is +1. Okay, the sun. I'm going to roll somewhere else. I rolled a 10. It's no sun. So that hurts. Tactical points is a 9. So we get 6 of those. That turns into 8. That's a good number. And then this one's one that really matters. The flight limit. I rolled a 1. The flight limit's 6. The escorts are there for 5. That's not good. I could spend 7 experience to turn it into something else. The vector map will turn it into an 8, which at least moves it up to here. Oh, that hurts. I'm just going to leave it at 8. Nothing I can do. And then we have contrails on this one. So if I roll 1 to 5, there's no contrails. If it's a 6 or 10, if the sun is present, contrails are present, which means you may spend 1 TP to enter all tail level and skip the first escort phase of the mission. So basically you come in into contrails and you're sneaking in, and the escorts don't do anything on the first turn. But it's only if the sun is present, and there is no sun. So we won't roll for contrails. So that sort of blows. We had a chance. All right, vector map. Where did you go? There you are. All right, how I make my groups is going to matter here. These guys are going to be together in one group. They just have so much crap on them that I can't separate them. And then, yeah, because like if they ever get in a dogfight or whatever, the BV value stinks. As always, the higher the numbers, the better. And that's a 10. That's not good. A 10 here is the radio, and then somebody has to go home already. So let's do the radio first. If I get an even, I get +2 OP. So I'm getting +2 OP. So somebody has to go home, but then I can hire more stuff with the OP. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire somebody who's going to go home, right? Because you get to pick the order. So I'm going to spend 2 OP to bring stuff on and then send them home. So I have this Ifland, and I don't know, like can I give him a cannon like that? Or was it something I had to decide when I took off? I mean, I guess realistically speaking, he can't, take a cannon from one of these, before he takes off. But that's what I want to do, because I definitely don't want the cannon on one of those. But so I can do Ifland. So without the cannon, he's not as good. He might actually be human without the cannon instead of the superstar that he's been. But the biggest one, actually, I'm not going to bring Ifland. We're going to do like we did before. I'm going to bring on 2 MC202s, and this one is going home because that's the malfunction. So I brought 2 on, and then I'm going to send 1 home. Now these guys come in with a delay marker on them. All right, let's move up to the next one. All right, I rolled a 12, which is somebody goes home with a malfunction. Oh, I wonder who that's going to be. Yeah. So I'm really glad I didn't spend a lot of time worrying about Iflin, because then I would have been at a dilemma of, okay, who do I send home now? All right, so we sent him home. And then here, I really need to not get intercepted. If we get intercepted, then our day is ruined. The plan is working so far. If I don't get intercepted right here. Okay. And I rolled a 12, which is not good. And we are getting intercepted. We have a straggler and we have a radio. So let's do the radio first. Even, yes. All right, so we're getting intercepted. So I could, like, grab somebody who then gets intercepted. That is an interesting strategy. Who would I grab? I don't have anybody with the Wily ability. That stinks, but and luck, I don't think works when you're in a dogfight or you're being intercepted. I could grab a rookie because, you know, we had mentioned that the rookies you can gain experience points if you can land after a bailout. So we could do one of those. Or just grab another Italian fighter, right? The MC-202s. No reason not to. Now, the other thing is the BV value is going to matter. So if I can bring in an expert, then his BV value is 3. So that way, that interceptor is not going to like move over to the next group and then cause havoc. So I have 2 OP, so I can bring in 2 planes. That's the dilemma here, is if I bring in 2 planes, do I have just one of them deal with the interception or both? If I do both, then the BV value, I have a real good chance my BV value is going to be high enough to wean them off. But remember, it's only if I roll a dogfight result. And FW-190s fight better than anybody else. So they even fight better than the Italian ones. Although the Italian ones are worth 2 points each. So I would have a BV value if I brought in 2 Italians of 4. And if I look at FW-190, I do have a rookie, Clyde, Grzelowski, and Haas. All of them are rookies. But the problem is the rookies only have a BV value of 1. So I'm actually going the opposite direction if I take one of them. So I think what I will do is I'm going to bring Bar and one of the MC-202s. There's a whole bunch of them. So just grab another one. And then those guys are going to both get intercepted. Or will they? No, because we have a straggler. Screw this. I'm going to bring in Ifland. Okay, and then this guy is going to be the one that takes on the interception. So let's do the straggler real quick. Another even. Boy, whatever I slept and ate for breakfast, I'm going to have to eat that again because that never happens. So here's our straggler. We get to draw 2 damage markers. Damage 1 and damage 2. So yes, we have some engine damage on him. And I'm going to send Ifland after him. And I'm not going to spend any, well, I'm going to get 2 tactical points. Yeah, I'm not going to spend any tactical points. We'll just leave it at that. And then now we're going to deal with the interception. So even, he comes from here, odd, he comes from there. So I did odd, so he's coming from here. And we got to deal with the interception here. And they were talking about how I have to roll for the approach table. Yeah, never mind. I know what's going on. I must have used the wrong... There was feedback. Somebody said I used the wrong approach table. I think I must have used this table down here instead of this one up here. But that's okay. So we just resolved all 3. The radio actually worked out for us both times, which was good. This one, of course, we're going to see how bad that turns out. And assuming that I can survive this dogfight here, this was a good outcome. All right, altitude. Oh, we got evasion. We can evade. I keep forgetting about that, folks. So sorry. If I roll high enough, I can just evade this whole thing. And I can. I'm going to. So I take a delay marker on my guy. We completely evade this thing. And he still goes back to the box. So he doesn't go back. So yes. Don't forget to roll for your evasion check. That could save your bacon, which it did here. I have an Italian guy. I mean, what am I going to do with him? I have no idea. But, maybe he can distract somebody or take out another escort someday. Everything has to come in low, as you may recall. So we're going to come in low here because we're trying to get to the high bombing box. So we have 3, 6, 7, and 8. That's, of course, all for turn 1, right? That'll be their move. This guy is delayed, so I'm just going to put him there to represent the delay. And then, of course, this guy's never going to get there because we have a straggler. All right. So now I got to get the straggler thing out. And this is what people are talking about. Like, we're spending so much time on stuff that has nothing to do with actually shooting down bombers. Although technically I'm shooting down a bomber here. This is my gripe with the D-Day Tarawa and Palelu games. Like, Butterfield added this concept where they do close combat. And so then you're just drawing a card, drawing another card, and it's like a game of war. Whoever had the higher number wins. And there's a couple ways it can be modified, but it's a crapshoot, and it's not very fun. People talk about how much they love it. I mean, I think the only thing that you can say you love about it is that it's unpredictable how a close combat would turn out. But, playing a game of war is not that fun. This reminds me of that. So, okay, got an engine, and this gunner means that there's a -1 to all the threat levels. So we're going to have 2, and we'll come in nose high like we always do. But first thing we got to do is roll. So nothing happened. And nose high. Oh, we got to do the sun. 6. So the sun is actually back here. And that's changing my opinion. I'm going to come in tail high with the sun. So this is tail high. I'm going to do determined with a 1. So tail high, 1 determined, boom, we got a hit. That was awesome. It was almost like I planned it. I did not, I promise you. Okay, so this guy's skills. First of all, he does not have a cannon, so I don't get to draw 2 and pick, which makes this a lot harder. But here's the first one. We got a wing damage. So I just rolled a 10. He's dead. That wing put him on fire. What I was going to do is, if you recall, Ifland has 2 aims. So the aim lets him hit twice, and then I'm going to use target to hit again, and then this lets him hit twice. So I was actually going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 hits on this. That was just the first one that we just did, and we already shot him down. But I was going to get to draw 2, 3, and 4. And so, yeah, I would have done another engine and then at least another wing, and then I would have had to roll for the engine. That would have killed him, and then the wing one would not have. But you can see, like, there was going to be a lot more hits coming. And then if I would have had the cannon, it would have been even that much better. But Ifland just rocks. That's really the lesson and the moral of the story here. So he's got 2 more experience coming his way. And we just gained 2 experience points for the staff and 1 victory point. All right, Ifland, you are our hero. All right, JB, if you're out there, what's the German equivalent of Captain America? Do you guys have like a superhero or a comic book guy that's like a Captain America, but for Germany? That's my next question for you. You're like my all points knowledge. He's like Encyclopedia JB. That's what we're gonna call you from now on. You're Encyclopedia JB. All right. Mission turn. Oh, escorts leave on turn 5. So these escorts could still ruin our day, but so far, this particular mission is going way better than I ever thought it would. But we're on mission turn 1. We've already arrived, like there. I could get a crap ton of tactical points, but I'm not going to. And we're just going to let it be. Because I want those extra turns after the escorts leave. And where's our little thing? So we moved, there's return, and now we got to do escort. So red and black. So 3 and 2. 3 is he goes above trailing, and 2 is he goes to the forward. And that's the problem, child, right there. We're in trouble. Okay, so now we go to mission turn 2. There is no cohesion check because this is the B-17 map. And this is where we're in trouble. All these guys are moving up to the high box because they need to go and bomb. And that whole above trailing guy could ruin our day. But this one's arriving low, so I'll get rid of the delay marker. And now here's the moment of truth. I can't roll a 6 to 10. If I roll a 5, 4, I mean, because I know that I have a 50% chance I'm getting intercepted. I don't know what to say. If I get intercepted, they're all going home. Yeah, our best outcome is that we can return if we're higher altitude than them, but we're not going to be. So our best outcome with a BF-109 or the Italian fighter is to break away. And we'd kill one of them, of course, but who cares if we kill one of them? A breakoff is that all the fighters must exit. So one of the things we can do is we can like scatter our fighters so they don't all get intercepted, right? We could try to do something wonky where we move them to different boxes and then they don't get intercepted. Oh, this just hurts. All right, we're going to live and die by the dice. If I get a 6 through a 10, our mission's over. Am I really going to let this happen? I mean, if I divided all my fighters up into separate spaces around the map, I would at least mitigate. So if I rolled a 6 to a 10, it would intercept, maybe one of my fighters and not all of them. But do I really want to do that? I mean, I guess I could dink and dunk. Because now I'm trying to get up to the high box so I can drop my bombs. That's my mission. So what I'm going to do is spread out all my bombers so they can only intercept one of them. And then I'm basically going to have to come back later to finish the job. Oh my gosh. That's not... I'm going to roll. We're going to live with this. I need a 1 through a 5. Yes. Oh my gosh. There's some rolls in this game that are so monumental. And this was one of them. Okay, we rolled a 3. Oh, look at this. I'm sitting here so excited. Look where he goes. I was so happy. I was happy, folks. There was like a period of time where I was ready to go, paint rainbows and I don't know, just do what happy people do. I don't know what happy people do. Oh, you suck. You suck. So he's going tail high. Oh, guess what? Guess where tail high is? It's here with everybody else. So he's going there anyways. I should have paid the 7 experience points. I think that's what the message of the day is. So then these other two, who cares? This one goes to below trailing, and this one goes to tail low. Oh yeah, so all the tails covered. All right, we have 3, 6, 7, 8 fighters. One of them's a BF-109, the others are BF-110s. We have 4 of these, so we do outnumber them. Since they're coming in from above trailing, they are higher altitude than us. And because we're BF-109, we're going to use this chart here. The BF-110 would have been a chart lower. It is a P-38, so we get to use the easier chart. And so we were not higher than the escorts, but we had more than them. And you can see here, the best we can hope for is to break away. I rolled a 9, so we break away and we killed him. So I get to give an experience point to one of my guys. And every single fighter that we have assigned to the mission with a bomb, they all go home. Everyone. It's not just one of them that exits, it's all of them. So, mission's over. Just like that. I mean, I'm glad I didn't spend any experience points. Okay, so Buttfargen and Schmidt are the 2 that I can give an experience point to. So I'm just going to look at the sheet and figure out which one. Obviously, the BF-110s wouldn't get one. Schmidt is at 3 experience points, and Buttfargen is at 2. I'm going to give it to Schmidt, because I use him more. That's it. Mission over. I have an Italian fighter here, but I'm not doing anything with him. We're leaving. So we got 1 victory point. Don't get excited, folks. I think I just gotta spend those ding experience points. I really do. Quit being stingy. So I got 2 experience points and 1 victory point. The good news is there's 0 OP penalty. We are at 33 experience points for the staff. And we are sitting at 5 victory points. We're no longer on pace to have our 40. So this may not be a win. Move on to mission 3.